Welcome back to Beyond the Headline, everyone. It's a really, really exciting day to be on the show with us because I'm here with Heidi Zak, the co-founder and CEO of ThirdLove. Heidi, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me. Excited to talk with you.
I'd love to start out with an introduction to ThirdLove and what makes you guys so different.
Sure. So our key differentiator is fit, and we really focus on creating high quality bras and underwear that fit every woman and a modern brand that every woman can relate to.
I'm so glad that you started with fit because, of course, that's what really distinguishes you guys. And this is such a huge problem for women, finding the right bra.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've all heard the stat, Oprah made it famous in the 90s, right? Which is 80% of women wear the wrong bra size. And that's about right. That's kind of what we see in our business. And so it's been really fun to build a completely different company that helps women find their perfect fit in a unique way using technology and from the comfort of home. So, our goal is really to help every woman in America find the right size, but allow her to do that without having to leave her home.
So for someone who doesn't know, can you explain the process?
Sure. So the way we have a few different ways a woman can find her correct size, which is the biggest problem when you're bra shopping. It's that overwhelming feeling of like, I don't know if I'm wearing the right size, and I don't want to have to go into the store and get fit by a stranger.
It's very awkward.
Very awkward, and a lot of women don't do it. So we did a customer survey a while ago, and we asked how many women, if they had been fit professionally, and over half the women who responded of our customers had never been fit for a bra. And beyond that, actually, women on average change bra sizes 6 times over the course of their life. And I have 2 kids, so I can attest to this. And obviously, when you after breastfeeding, a lot of things change, and you gain and lose weight over the course of your life. So think about it, 6 times. That's a lot of changes in your bra size, right? So back to your original question, which was about how the technology works. So we have sizing technology. We have a ThirdLove app on the iOS store. It's free. And you put on a tight-fitting tank top and take 2 photos into a mirror. So you take a front photo and a side photo. The photos are never stored, and natively on the app, we calculate the size of your body in relationship to the iPhone. And so what you get at the end of the sizing process as the customer is you see your exact measurements, your overbust and your underbust measurements, and then a bra size recommended for you down to the half cup.
I was so shocked by this because, like I shared with you, I'm totally one of the average women who has a ton of bras that don't fit, some of them from high school, and I need to get rid of them, but I don't have any new ones to fill the drawer with. So when I was using the app, I was like, okay, let's see, because whenever I've gotten fitted, people don't believe me about my size, and I'm not lying, that's the size. It was right on, and it made the adjustment that I needed. What's the tech behind that?
So it's called computer vision technology, and really it's different algorithms that we've built. They're proprietary. We have a bunch of patents on it. We built everything in-house, but in essence, what it's doing is we can identify what size phone you were on, an iPhone 4, 5, or 6, for example, and we can understand how far away you are from the mirror based on the size of the iPhone, and then calculate the ratio of your body in relationship to the phone. And it's all done really, well, you went through it. You see it's done almost instantaneously.
And I was shocked when the app told me to move my phone towards the mirror. I literally couldn't believe it.
Yes. So she is very demanding, the personal fit assistant, because it's very, very important that you're holding your phone completely parallel to your belly button, to your body. And we're using the gyroscopes in the phone to sense where your phone is. And so she's directing you to hold it exactly right so we can get that accurate read and your exact size.
How long did it take you guys to reach that point of ease?
Well over a year. So, it takes a long time to build completely innovative technology, new technology. And it's come a long way. So at the beginning, it used to be you had to take 3 photos. We got it down to 2 over time. And we're always optimizing the process because, again, new technology, you're always learning, listening to customer feedback, and trying to make it a better experience.
And what were the first reactions that you got from women who tried this? I'm sure they were your family and friends. Could they believe it?
No, I mean, I think a lot of women are just like, what, how does this work? I mean, disbelief. But I do think after having gone through it, and especially finding your correct size, obviously there's a lot of, wow, I'm going to tell every single woman about this because this is amazing. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's like, if you think about any new technology, I mean, I remember when Uber, was new, and somebody said, "Oh, I would never get into a car with somebody I didn't know driving," right?
That's
And
so
now it's
me.
ubiquitous that that people just Uber everywhere, even in Omaha or wherever. So, it's the same. It takes a while for people to adapt to the technology, but we also offer other ways for women to find their right size. So if you're on an Android phone, for example, or you don't feel comfortable using app, we offer a fit finder on our website, so you can answer some questions about your breast shape and some other questions, and we'll make a give you a size recommendation that way too. So our goal is really to help you find the right size, whether it's through the app, through the fit finder, or even live chatting we have fit experts here at our office who are open to helping that way also.
And what are the ways that you guys are using this data?
So that's a great question. We use the data at an aggregate level to design our product and our sizes. So we're totally different than a traditional apparel company, right? And this is something that I saw from my past experience at Aeropostale was it was so interesting to me to see how product and clothes are built. I didn't realize this as a consumer, but there's the use of fit models. And so a fit model is every company has them in generally like what they deem a normal size. So maybe a size medium at J. Crew, for example, and a size medium fit model tries on product and comments on how it fits. And that's how apparel companies adjust the fit of their product, the specs of their product, which is really interesting because you're using one person to create a size that's supposed to fit millions of people. Kind of seems backwards. So we do things the completely opposite way, which is we take tons of data we collect from the app about lots of women who might wear a specific size. So for example, women who are a 34C or a 32B and a half. And we'll take all the women who fall into that size and look at their measurements and their data, and that's how we design that one size is using all those data points. And we do that for every size. So we use millions of data points to design the product for each size that we create. So it's the opposite of a traditional company.
It completely sets you guys apart. And like you shared, it almost does feel like, why haven't we been doing this?
Yeah, I think it's, it's like a lot of industries, it's things that the vast majority of companies keep doing things in the same way that they've always done it because it's working okay. And so I think it does take a new entrant to come in to say, what's the inherent problem and how can we do this in a totally crazy way, right? I mean, that's what makes startup companies so awesome is that, you are crazy, and that's good. Crazy is good.
And I think what you guys have done so well is you've disguised the crazy for the consumer, because yesterday it took me no time to take my pictures, check out the website, and as a customer, I think it's great that you guys are using all this tech, but I don't really need to be told about it. I just want to have a seamless experience.
Totally. And so the technology is really it's a pillar of how we're differentiated and how we offer a better experience to our customers. So the technology, it's not about the technology. It really actually isn't for us, meaning it differentiates us, but what it is about is helping a woman find her right size and giving her the confidence to make that first purchase.
And when did the half size idea come to you? Because that's revolutionary.
Thank you. So I'm personally a half size, so I love the fact that you love it. And 40% of our customers fall into half sizes. So there's a lot of women out there that are half sizes. And we really saw it through the data. So as we were designing, our second round of product, early on, we took a look at the data and we were looking at the different groups of women to design, specific sizes. And we saw these pockets of women really falling in between traditional sizes. And And so we took it upon ourselves to say, like, let's create a bra for this group of women that we see. And we did that. And there's been no looking back because it's been a huge differentiator for us and for helping our customers find the right fit, which goes back to our initial goal at ThirdLove.
And the average customer purchases their next bra within 45 days, which is huge in the industry. Mm-hmm. What do you believe are the core drivers leading to that?
So I think it's really about a woman getting that perfect fit. And it's interesting, the cadence for our customer, and what we really like a customer to do is to try one size and get that size right. So we're not sending multiple items. We really, really focus on sending her that right size the first time and making sure she has that great fit, because then from there she can buy any product in our collection. And the fit is going to be the same across to any style. And so really it's about, getting the right product to her. We're a product company. It's all about the quality of the product and her having put on a bra where she forgets that she's wearing it. And that's customer feedback I hear a lot, and that's my goal. My goal is if you buy a ThirdLove bra, after you put it on in the morning, you won't think about it once during the day until you're ready to go to bed, and you'll actually sometimes forget that you have a bra on right before you go to sleep. It's, you're not going to rip it off the minute you walk through the door because you're so uncomfortable. And when we deliver on that to women, which we do, she comes back and she buys more bras. I mean, it's actually pretty simple.
And that too, it's unheard of to have that experience. What have some of your favorite customer stories been so far?
I think there's definitely customer stories about realizing that they're, for example, a half size, and having finally that comfort of wearing the correct size. Of course, we hear that a lot. There's also, I actually had pulled one because I was thinking that you might ask. And there was another woman who wrote us a note, and she was diagnosed with breast cancer at 28. And so she wrote us a note about, having a lumpectomy and kind of looking for a new really comfortable bra that could really help her. And she was talking about how comfortable and confident, this bra made her feel. And so I think, that's key is that we really focus on fit and comfort, and that in turn creates confidence, creates allows a woman to feel really sexy, right? So it's not sex first or selling this idea of sexy. It's about selling fit and comfort and confidence, which creates, empowerment and women feeling really great about themselves, therefore feeling sexy, right? It's a very different way of looking at how to create that feeling.
I love that, and I'm so grateful that you shared that story. Before we dive into the future of ThirdLove, I'd love to rewind just, a couple of years to when your husband David and you were starting this. What was the catalyst?
So it was a lot of late nights discussing lots of crazy ideas. And at the time he was at Sequoia Capital, he was at a VC firm, and he was looking at a lot of commerce, fit-related companies. And he had some ideas on his own about leveraging technology to help find the right fit. And I was really focused eventually on the bra and underwear market because I just saw a real need in the market for, like I said, a brand, a new brand, a better shopping experience. And we decided to just take the plunge and create this crazy idea and company. And we just went for it. So we quit our jobs and here we are today. Flash forward a few years, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears later, but in a good place now.
What were the first 2 years like?
So fun, challenging, hard, a total roller coaster. I mean, people always say it, but it's so true. I mean, the highs and lows. I think, as the company's gotten bigger and more established, the highs and lows, they flatten. But at the beginning, the highs and lows are so high and low. It's one moment, this is going to be the next big thing. Everything's amazing. And then the next day, the production line, like we got back samples and everything's crap and the app we don't think it's going to work. And, when we set out, we didn't know if the sizing technology we were creating was actually going to work. So, it was a 50-50 chance and we went for it. And it did end up working, but there was a chance that it wasn't going to at multiple points along the way. So I think, it wasn't easy at the beginning. And it's not easy for any entrepreneur, but it was hard. and it was tiring, and but I think I learned a lot. I've learned so much, and it's been fun, mostly fun.
Then and now, how do you manage your psychology as a founder, both in the highs and lows?
I think that's a really good question. So I think one big change for me over the years has been to learn to move on, and to learn to move on as quickly as possible. And I give this advice to every new employee who starts at ThirdLove. It's that every day is a new day. And so I think at the beginning, it's this, you fixate on things that go wrong, or you kind of keep rehashing, what could I have done differently? Like, why did I make that decision? I should have done something else. And you know what? Completely unproductive. There's 20 more things that, I need to be focusing on, and I need to be fresh every day and feel invigorated and happy to be doing what I'm doing. And so I think that took a while. It's not something that I learned overnight.
If only.
But I do think I'd give that advice absolutely, which is you have to learn to move on quickly and let go, and also just to shut it off at some point. And I'm not saying I'm good at doing it or that I totally shut off, because you never do as a founder, but just at certain points in time, it's just to let it go for a few hours, go do something else, go see your friends, go work out, and just turn it off.
And that actually results in you being more creative and more productive.
Definitely. Yeah. I think taking a few days, definitely taking vacations here and there, is you have to do it, right? You have to come back, and then sometimes you have those aha moments when you're not thinking about things, where, you have a new way of thinking about it, or you come back from, the next day to work, and it's a new day, and it allows you to be fresh and think things through with, just in a different light.
Specifically during that first year when, like you were saying, things are 50-50, for most entrepreneurs, actually, it's really do or die. It works or it doesn't. How did you manage to maintain taking some time, whatever that time was for yourself?
I mean, it's hard, and I think you don't take nearly the amount of time as you did prior. So it's all about perspective. But for me, one of the things that's been really important to me as a person is getting in working out. So for me, that's my alone time. I have 2 kids now, so I have no time. 2 kids plus a company. But I do still try to work out at least a few times a week, because it's really a way for me to be in my own head, not be talking to anyone, feel really good, feel energized afterward. And so I think for every person out there, regardless of whether you're a founder or not, it's really finding the things that energize you and that allow you to refresh, and making time for it, blocking aside time on your calendar, or taking the time you need, because life's short, and all of a sudden it's like that and years have gone by, right? So you really just have to prioritize 1 or 2 things in your life and make time for them.
I love that. Right now, after this, I'm going to block off a couple of days for baking on my calendar, and I'm just going to say, sorry, no interviews, only baking.
No, you have to. If you don't, you'll never bake, right? I mean,
it's very
honestly,
true.
if you won't, you have to. You actually have to calendar it. I truly believe that.
I love that response, because there was a great quote recently in First Round Review from Katya Varison, where she said, self-compassion is correlated with much greater grit. How has that played a part in your life?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, it was an interesting quote from her. And I think there's that piece of taking a step back and reflecting and acknowledging that you're not the only one, or you're not the only person who's ever felt this way before. And I think as a founder, it's very easy to get caught up in in some ways you're your own island, because you are alone, because you're not going to share everything with your employees or share everything with your investors. So sometimes it can be this very isolating experience. However, there's a lot of founders, especially in Silicon Valley, for example, and I think building that network and having those other founder friends, which I have built over time, where they've been totally different companies, but they've been through it. Whether it's fundraising, or whether it's making a bad hire, or just trying to figure out, a really difficult problem. I think having people to talk to is really important outside of kind of your one co-founder, right? It's really important to have that network, and so that's something that is important to me.
How is being a founder different than your past roles? Because you've been working in senior leadership positions.
Man, it's totally different. It's really empowering and exciting to build something from scratch, and to see to see kind of the impact of everything you do on a daily and weekly basis. So the amount of kind of the constant feedback and in what you see and what you produce is amazing. But the fact again that it all goes back to you when I was at Google and I walked out the door for the night, or Aeropostale, I wasn't, it was a core part of who I was, and I always took my jobs very seriously, but at the same time it's not the same level of ownership of paying a team and being responsible for others, and being responsible for their happiness and mentoring and their career growth and their paychecks and all of that. It's a lot more responsibility.
Yeah, just even hearing you you share all of the different elements of that. On that note, though, looking at it from the other side, how did your past experiences help you build the company?
I think I learned, like I said earlier, I think a lot of it was about seeing opportunities to do things differently. I think questioning why, why build product this way, or why not use social media in this way, in a different way. I think is an important thing I learned from being at a more traditional retail company. And also seeing the importance of certain things there. So the importance of relationships and manufacturing and production. That was something that really surprised me about my initial job at Aeropostale, was the manufacturing partners were long-standing manufacturing partners, 5, 10 plus years, wow. Right? And manufacturing is such a core part of what we do. It's producing really great product. And so that kind of thing, I think, I really learned both the things I wanted to do when I started a company, as well as things I'd want to change. And then I think at Google, really, what I learned at Google, and I will always thank Google for being an amazing place where I met so many fantastic people, but it really taught me to embrace change. So I had worked for more traditional companies up until that point. And at Google, things are changing every day, every week. Your role changes all the time. I was reorged a few times over the few years I was there. And what that does is it shows you to look at change as an opportunity to learn, an opportunity to take on a new challenge. And that is something that's so core to building a company, to a startup. It's change is good. Change is great. And don't be scared of it, and really look at it as an opportunity for yourself. So,
I love that. What are some of the core changes that you guys have experienced at ThirdLove so far?
I'd say the key here right now currently is scaling. So as our revenue has really taken off, it's really hiring for us. It's doubling the size of our team and bringing our company to the next level. And so the interesting thing, and the thing that I love, is that being at a startup that's growing, every year is different, every stage is different. And so there is this continuous evolution of learning, and that never stops.
I love the enthusiasm around that. There's some days where I'm like, enough learning, no more learning.
I know.
I've learned enough today.
Yeah, you're like, let me just do what I know how to do, please.
When you do look ahead on scaling and taking those next big steps, what are you guys planning? What are you excited about?
So really building out more product and more sizes. So as I said, we really want to be a bra company for every woman. So right now we go from a AAA through a G cup, but we're launching new sizes and more sizes. And that's really exciting, because what I hate hearing is women reaching out to me saying, I want to buy your bras, but I can't because you haven't yet offered, this band or this cup size. And so, that is our goal, is really continuing to expand and offering more products. So we're launching a brand new strapless bra in the next 2 weeks, which is going to be amazing. And every woman needs a strapless. Every woman hates her strapless.
I was just going to say that must have been killer to produce.
We've been working on this bra for 2 years. I mean, this has been a serious investment in time and energy, but it's going to be the most amazing strapless ever. And so, we really focus on quality and making it right. And so more product, more sizes, and then eventually, launching our app and our sizing technology on Android too. So continuing to do what we're doing, just doing more of it.
I love that. And I want to touch on 2 parts of that before we go. The first was when you were talking about the different sizes. It's already incredible that you guys offer that many, because if you go into a traditional just if you're at the mall and you go into a store, there's generally 4 sizes, and they don't even have all of them there, or there's some glitch. I want to touch on one more time before we go why it was so critical to you that any woman could come to the site and feel like, hey, I just found the perfect bra, because that's not a typical experience.
Yeah, I think it's about, really, if you think about it, it's about we all deserve a great fit, right? Every woman, and no matter if you're a unique half size or you're a G cup, every woman deserves that. And it was really core to creating an inclusive brand that all women can relate to. So if you look at our website, for example, you see that one of the things, and I point it out because a lot of times people are like, I love the brand. It just really evokes, making me feel confident I can buy a bra at ThirdLove. And one of the things that you'll notice is that the models are generally partially clothed or fully clothed, and we're a bra brand. So we have images of a woman where you don't see her bra. And there's a reason for that, right? It's because the bra makes you look great and looks great under a white shirt that you wear to work. It makes you look fantastic under a tight black dress that you wear out at night. So it's really about being the foundation of the outfit and about making you look and feel great no matter what you have on. And part of that and making that a reality is having the size for almost every woman, right? And so it's about being an inclusive brand that has product that makes every woman look and feel great.
I'm really thrilled that you brought that up, because I think every woman has had this experience where you see a model and you just have that reaction of, I would just never wear my bra like that. I don't generally look like that when I'm getting ready in the morning. So I love to hear that you've created that. And I did actually notice on the website that it's even typically business attire.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think also the other thing is that the model's not looking at you. So I don't know about you, but when I'm bra shopping, I'm trying to look at the product and think about whether that's going to work for me. So I don't necessarily need a sultry stare as I'm buying, as I'm purchasing a bra for myself. So a lot of it is about focusing on movement and showing how the bra looks as she's turning. But you'll also notice that our models tend not to be looking at the camera a lot, because it's not about that. It's about the product and the fit and the way it looks. So
I love that. And so then the other end of that, when you were mentioning your work on the strapless bra, and it's been 2 years, a ton of investment. Quality is so important to ThirdLove. How do you know when a product is ready?
Oh, lots of testing. So just like you would test an app, right, or technology, put it through a really substantial QA process to try to break the technology, which we do on the tech side with, our app or our website. We try to break physical product bras. And what I mean by that is we fit test on real women. So we have hundreds of real women in the Bay Area that we have come in and that we seed product to across the whole size range, and we do testing that way. And we get real women of all different ages, all different sizes to wear the product and give us feedback. And from that we learn, as you can imagine, an incredible amount and are able to adapt and make changes to the product as needed. And so that's what we've been doing. And when we get to a place where, the bra's working on most women, we know we're ready to go. And so sometimes it's quick, sometimes it takes longer. The strapless in particular took longer because it's hard to build a really great strapless bra.
Those days must just be very intense sensory overload.
Definitely. I mean, well, we stagger it. I mean,
Okay.
we wouldn't do it all on one day, but we do batches. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely, but it's fun because these women also a lot of times become customers or are customers. So it's also really fun to get feedback on and hear their stories. And our team loves meeting real customers and real women. I think it's super important to realize that there are people on the other side of the screen. There are women receiving boxes, and we see, we get notes from our customers all the time, but seeing them in person and talking to them too is really fun for us.
I love that, and I'm so glad we got to include those two pieces because it gives a real glimpse into your process. Last one for you that's probably one of my favorite questions. If you could give everyone a fortune cookie with your favorite saying inside, what would you write?
I don't know. This is such a hard one. I mean, I think for me, there's no quote that I live by, but I would say, and I think I followed this model, at ThirdLove. So I would say life's short, take the risks and really have fun while you're doing it. Because it's all about enjoying what you're doing, right?
It's all about that. I wish you would have given me that fortune cookie about 2 years ago.
You're having fun, I can tell.
Having fun now. 2 years ago, the fortune cookie would have been very helpful. Heidi, I'm so happy that we got to have you on the show today. What's the best way for everyone to stay up to date with you and to stay up to date with ThirdLove? And for those who are really excited to try the product, tell us a little bit about, getting on the app and the site.
Yeah, so you can download the app. Just search for ThirdLove in the App Store. Our website's thirdlove.com. And if anybody wants to reach out to me, happy to always chat with customers or potential customers. My email's heidi@thirdlove.com. So always happy to hear from anyone.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you.